What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT. And yeah, guys, sorry about that whole situation with the stream, guys. I apologize in advance. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, StreamYard sometimes be buffering, so I've been trying other options, but as you guys can see, sometimes this shit happens sometimes, man. I do apologize to every single one of you guys for the delays and everything. I've already sent the link to Zeer, so he should be joining us pretty soon. I just sent him the link. Yeah, I just sent the link. All right, yeah, Zero should be joining us pretty soon, guys. Big up to everybody, every single one of you guys who are already in the location, guys. Big up to every single one of you. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And yes, guys, this is another episode of the FCB show, guys. Big up to every single one of you. Says you've seen Rashad's tweet. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about everything. It's basically come out in the past few minutes. We're gonna talk about all of it. But yeah. We're still just waiting for Zero right now. Let me actually try to share this quickly, guys, while Zero's on his way. And all right, my guy Zero is here. Big up to my guy Zero, man. How you doing, bro?
No, I'm doing good. I'm so confused to what happened, bro.
Dude, welcome to my world, man. This shit always annoys me, man. Fucking annoying. Yeah, man. Listen, we are back. We are back for yet another FCB show with my guys here every single time. How you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm doing all right. Doing all right. How are you doing, bro?
I mean, well, listen, man. We got we got some bad news this morning. Not the way any of us wanted to wake up this morning, but yeah, unfortunately, the footballing world lost someone very important today. Is there? I saw your stream. I saw your video you did this morning. Tell you the truth, man. I really struggled, man. Like it really took a while for me to really comprehend what I was looking at, bro. Crazy, right? But yeah, man. What do you think about like the whole thing, man? With passing of Diogo Jota, man.
Bro, I mean, I did a video myself on it earlier. To be honest, it's sad to see. Not gonna lie. Um, and listen, thoughts, prayers go to the family and friends of his, and the same with Andre Silva as well. I don't want to leave him out of it.
Yes.
Even though I don't know much of him, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna act like I did, but yeah. Listen, man. This is we have a saying: "هذا الحاج الكاتب من الخير, الله الخير." Stuff that's written by God, man. You don't want these things to happen, but people come and go. And I just want people to know this. Don't take things for granted, man.
Yes.
Really, because the moment you do, and then these things happen, boom, now you feel sense of regret. Nobody wants to feel that way. Trust me. It's not worth it. But that's why I act the way I do, because I understand these things. I actually once had a friend who passed away in a car crash himself. Actually, not just one, two friends.
Jesus.
It was a group of like four guys. Imagine three of them passed away by impact by falling off a bridge. And the fourth guy, guess what happened? He just survived. He needed blood donors and all this stuff. So trust me, man, I understand how these things work, and that's why I act the way I act, and that's why I don't act overly petty and all this stuff. But I just don't bring it up because, again, at the same time, you have to focus on your thing. You have to keep things about the game as much as you can and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And these things are supposed to be personal. But the reason why I bring it up is because I need people to understand how. You see, things like this should make you like realize that life is too short. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly, man. And by the way, I want to address one thing quickly. I mean, if you don't mind, Omar, and I'm
Please,
saying
by
this
all
on my
means.
behalf. Now, I have seen a specific tweet, and I responded to that tweet. And no, I'm not gonna say anything harmful. By the way,
No, dude, say whatever you gotta say,
no,
man.
no,
I'm not
no,
stopping
no,
you.
no, no. I was gonna say I hear the concern of that tweet, but at the same time, you are showing double standard by saying what you've said. Um, if you really believed in what you believed there, realistically, what you should have done is you should have just be the bigger man and better man about it, and just you know show empathy to the one that passed, which is in this case the two guys, Jota and Silva. You know what I mean? And at the same time, and I agree with in this bit in what he's saying about how people don't show enough care about pasta. That's true. They don't, and they should. You know, but at the same time, you should show the same back. Just because the guy is a millionaire, this millionaire, it doesn't mean he's not human. He's still human.
Yep.
By the way, I was watching Hassam's stream earlier
Mm.
on my way back home.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I find it very, very interesting he mentioned this because it's very true.
Mm.
And there's a saying from the Prophet, yeah, Muhammad alayhi salam. إذا تريد الجنازة أوقف. You know what that means?
Mm. I don't know.
Something along the lines,
No.
which means if you're looking for a funeral, stand up, or if you're in a funeral, stand up.
Mm-hmm.
That type of stuff
Mm-hmm.
was said on a funeral, by the way, in which he was doing it for a Jew. And no, and you know what he said, and you know what he responded? Isn't he a soul?
Talk about it.
So all I'm saying is, whatever you believe in, I think being the bigger guy would have been better to make yourself look more legitimate, in my opinion. That's just my point of view. And I'll be honest, I don't even want to say I hate the guy all of a sudden for this, but I'm just disappointed because you're supposed to represent our type of people,
Yes.
in a specific way, and you just ruined our reputation with what you just said.
You know what?
You know what I'll say? Allah ma'ak, Allah yahdik, wallah yasamhak, yataqabbalak, inshallah. That's all I can say.
Look, man,
I'm
you know what it is, right? No. You're not. But here's the thing, bro. You're sugarcoating, and I'm not sugarcoating. Fuck off, because this is my channel, okay?
Oh,
you know what I think of what he
gonna
said?
sugarcoat it.
No. Don't worry, bro. I think you got your message quite clear, and I think everybody understands where you're coming from, right? But I don't care, man. I'm gonna call this out because I know the guy. I've been on streams with the guy. I've done streams with him. I know the guy personally, bro. You feel me? This is the thing, bro. Nobody is sitting here saying one life is more important than the other. The fact of the matter is, a person died. Forget if he's a millionaire. Forget if he's a professional footballer. A person died. A man passed away. A husband passed away. A son passed away. A father passed away. More than anything else, that is the most important thing that people need to take note of. For this guy, right? You know what it is? This is why, Zeer, I fucking hate rage baiters, bro. I can't tolerate them on streams, and I can't tolerate them on chats. I kick them out of my chats. Because you know what it is, right? I've learned that certain people, especially on the internet, bro, they will say anything and everything just to get an attention, just to get a reaction, bro. They don't care. Because this brother is not stupid. He knew when he said those words, they were going to people they were not going to be happy with what he said. You understand what I mean, right? But he said it anyway. He said it anyway and showed no remorse, right? Talking about a millionaire. Zeer, we all know this as both of us being Muslims. What does the Quran has always taught us is that no matter what you do in this world, When it's time for you to go, you're going to leave this world the same way you came in it, and that's with nothing. Zero. Every single one of us in here, whether you're on stream or whether you're in the chat, trust me, bro, when we all meet our end, we're all going to be buried under the ground, bro. Every single one of us. That is a fact. So when he talks about this brother being a millionaire, who gives a fuck? That's what I want to know. Because is he going to take his millions to the grave with him? I don't think so. So what's the point of bringing up the fact that he's a millionaire, bro? This guy was guessing. I was watching Staffy's stream. This guy, the reason he went off the way he did is because he made a video this morning when everybody was making reactions like you and I when we made the videos on Jota. He made a video on PSG. And a lot of people weren't happy with it. And look, yes, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Listen, guys, this is my third upload today. You understand what I mean, right? First one I did was earlier this morning. That was the Jota thing. I did a Blaugrana Buzz about 2 hours ago. You understand what I mean? And I'm doing FCB show. Listen, man, I am not trying to act like this doesn't bother me or anything, bro. It does. But you know what it is, bro? It's life. Sometimes life goes on. I'm not the only one. A lot of content creators today are still doing streams on their football teams, bro. It doesn't mean all of a sudden they don't care. Yes, all of some of these guys
did the heavyweight one addressed it before we moved on.
And that is the point. This whole thing with football, right? We all love football. We are all in mourning. Of course we are. But you know what it is, bro? Sometimes life goes on, bro. Some of us are going to try to talk about our teams, try to entertain, try to give you guys something to maybe think about. You understand what I mean, right? Because it is a very dark day. But when you sit there and people are calling you out, the best way he could have handled it, and even Staffy said this, and I agree with Staffy. I'm not saying you should be like, I apologize, I'm going to take down the video. No. Nobody's telling you to take down the video. You could have easily just replied and said, listen, I pre-recorded the video. It was going to come out regardless. I do apologize if you found my video offensive. You understand what I mean, right? I wasn't trying to do that. But the fact that he went the way he did, it shows a lack of empathy. It shows a lack of self-awareness, a lack of care, right? It basically shows you only care about your people. And this is the thing, bro. You've seen it before, bro. There are Zionists out here who don't like their kind. Right? The Arab kind, your kind's here, right? And this is the thing, bro. Especially the fact that I live in the West, I can tell you this, bro. They always try to find the most negative things to always skew on people from your side of the world. Do you understand what I mean, right? And I'm like, you see this thing that this guy just did, right? He doesn't realize he always sits there, calls out Zionists. Bro, you've given the Zionists the perfect ammunition to now come at you.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You've given them bro, they can literally say, you see why we don't fuck with these Arabs, bro? This is how the Arabs think. They only think about themselves. They don't think about anybody in the world. Which is not true. Fucking disgusting, man.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a problem from both sides of the world. I have to admit,
No, it is. But that's the thing. You know what we don't do, bro? We don't add to the problems here. That's what we don't do, bro. We do not add to the problem, right? If one side is acting like a certain way, the other side shouldn't be acting the same way. Do you feel me? That's the point, bro. We have to be better. We have to be better.
By the way, Omar, I don't mind calling out. By the way, on Instagram, sometimes I call out the Israel-Palestine stuff. I'm the first guy to do it. Okay? But the problem is that, let's be honest, let's be real. If we can't keep the same energy to everybody, then we look like a bunch of hypocrites. Just keep it plain simple.
100%.
If you want to be true to what you believe in, you do it with all angles.
I mean, listen, don't get it twisted. I haven't come out and said as much, but I've always said on my streams, and many of these guys who are subscribed to my channel will attest to this. I have come out and I've said, listen, guys, all lives matter. At the end of the day, a human life is valuable no matter what side of the world you're from, bro. I don't think one life has more weight than the other. You understand what I mean, right? So I don't want to hear a guy who's supposed to be following the same religion as me or from my side of the world saying something and sounding like the other side. You understand what I mean, right? Because if you sound like the other side, I'm gonna call you out. I don't care, bro. Don't move like that, bro. Because worst thing we hate is hypocrites, bro. You can't sit down calling out one side of the world, but then doing the same shit they're doing. Then you're a fucking hypocrite then. And it's that simple. But yeah, that's all I really had to say about that, guys. Sorry we had to start with that, guys, but it is what it is, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys. I see a lot of you guys are already in the building. Guys, like I said before, guys, sincere apologies for the last stream, guys. Listen, sometimes the problem with StreamYard is sometimes it buffers. You guys understand what I mean, right? It buffers so much. Like in my last stream, Cooler Scotch, I had to get
Streamlabs.
out. StreamYard. No, both of them. Even StreamYard. That's what I'm talking about. Like in my StreamYard, on my Coolest Culture show, I literally had to jump out multiple times, and I hated it. So I've been trying to look for other options to kind of get the best, quality stream for all of you. But listen, let's get started, man. I see all of you guys in the chat, man. Yeah, RIP to Jota and my sincere condolences to all of the people affected by this. His wife, his mother, his father, all his children, and all that. Yeah, man. Listen, big up to appreciate you, Warrior J, man. Appreciate you. There's Omar really going for Nico for real. Both different news, dude. There's so many different news everywhere, bro. Everywhere there's news. But listen, let's get started there because obviously, let's start with Bayern Zeer, right? So, Bayern Munich, the Club World Cup is still heating up. You guys are in the quarterfinals, right? You guys are gonna be playing PSG in the next round. However, let's talk about your round of 16 game against Flamengo, right? Very, very good victory, right? 4-1, right? Amazing performance. Guys like Kane stepped up. What?
4-2, by the way.
Yeah, 4-2, right? 4-2. I'm sorry, 4-2, right? Harry Kane finally actually stepped up this time, unlike the last one, right? Company did the right thing and now bring Sane and keep Sane away, right? Smart, right? I want to ask you very quickly, man. What did you think of the Flamengo performance?
Not bad, not convincing neither. It's one of those ones in which we did our thing. I mean, we were killing it off. We're going 2-0 up. Then they brought it back, which I'm sorry, but and this is just me. The defense was a bit lazy. Gnabry was lazy, but then I don't know what Noah was doing. And by the way, he made a massive save as well. I forgot to mention on the heavyweight show. He made a massive save. That save, Upamecano, I don't know what he's doing, but it is what it is. In that moment. But then again, he wins the ball, makes Kane go 2-0 up for Bayern. And then we go 3-1 up with that Goretzka goal, and then they get one back because Ulizi being a fool, jumping the way he did for putting his hands up. And then reacting quickly, and Kane gets a fourth, and we win. I just felt like the game was like, we're doing our thing, but we're also making stupid errors, which gave them the goals. And I feel like that is not going to be very helpful playing PSG at all. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole game because I was working on that day. But, at the end of the day, I'll be honest, I did have a feeling you guys would respond after that game against Benfica, right? After the awful performance on goal, I thought that you guys would actually step up on your game, and credit to your team, you guys definitely did step up. To be fair, you know what it is. Even though the match ended 4-2, I would say it was a very, very if you watch the game, it was very, very close. It was a very close game, right? Flamengo didn't make it easy for you guys. They really, really made you work for that win, right? But listen, what for you were your highlights? Because Harry Kane did get a brace. Goretzka got on the score sheet. What impressed you about the performance, really? And who were the players who really impressed you in that game?
I think Konrad Laimer impressed me more than anybody that game. You know what? You're going to be shocked at what I'm about to say. And you're probably going to even use it against me because of what I say about Lewis. But Laimer for under Vincent Kompany specifically is growing on me, man. I can't lie. The way he presses, the way he defends. all that stuff. No, I'll be real, bro. I can't lie to you.
No, hey, listen, man, you can always. The thing is, bro, if a player
Nah,
can press, you can call it
the
out.
way he wins, the way he wins the ball when he presses, and listen, his recovery is still not the best, but like his defending is not as bad as I mean when he's there. Um, you know what I mean? And I would say who else? I actually think, listen, Joshua Kimmich was not the best in midfield. Neither was Goretzka, but I will say we have to admit and the Benfica game proved it more than any other game. When we had no midfielders that was competent enough to do a job. I mean, Pavlovic should be, but he wasn't. When Kimmich come on, the game was changing. If it wasn't for Zane being a bozo and some players being bozos, we actually come back and win. So yeah, man, I think Jonathan Tah, you're gonna be shocked. Actually, he's been stepping up this tournament.
I mean, I've been hearing a lot of criticism from him. I heard people
lately?
criticize him. I'm not gonna lie. I've been seeing a lot of Barca fans saying, "Omar, we were good. We were lucky to."
Bro. Yeah. But I'll be honest. A lot of these Barcelona fans, they're judging based on the Nations League. The Nations League, I will agree with you, 100% poor. This tournament, I have to give credit where it's due. He is one of them guys that, bro, that Benfica game, he saved us a lot of times from conceding more. I'm not even, listen, I don't think Jonathan Tah is all that or anything, but whatever company is coaching in him, it looking like it's getting somewhere like with Upa, because he's been stepping up, man. I'm not even going to sugarcoat you, bro. The only time I saw him made a crazy mistake like that was, I would say, the goal we conceded against Boca Juniors. And that was more on Stanisic anyway. So yeah, you guys can all chat down on Jonathan Tah like that, and I get why, because you guys are feeling blessed that you couldn't register him. But at the same time, Jonathan Tah, listen, man, I'm not saying he's nowhere better, but he's doing his job. That's all I can ask.
I mean, hey, listen, if he's doing his job, you guys definitely do need a defender to step up, right? With last season, having Kim Min-jae and Opa and Daya and all these guys. So you kind of do need like a defender, a really good defender to really, really, really step up in the back this season for you guys and be your main man.
People are hoping it's Opa. That's the problem.
Hey, certain people. Hey, I mean, listen, not everybody, but
no. There are actually fans that are no. He's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fans, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of the fans.
Yeah, there are fans that act like, don't get it twisted. He has been good, but I don't think people are aware the guy has bozo gene. Hey, maybe Todd does too. I'm not gonna act like Todd doesn't have neither. You know what I mean? But this is why we need another center back. This is why we need another center back anyway.
We need a new center back. I heard. I mean, listen, we'll definitely see. And listen, at the end of the day, it's gonna be quite interesting here. I'll tell you that right now. It's gonna be quite interesting, but now, the next step for you guys is obviously Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, this is the toughest test, right? Let's be honest. They are like the favorites, right? And they just won against Inter Miami, absolutely battered them. What is your mindset going into this game against this Inter Miami? I'm sorry, against this PSG team. Like, you confident? Not confident? Where do you stand, brother?
No confidence, bro. Bro, I'm sorry, but anyone that thinks we're beating PSG, you have another thing coming, man. Now, do I think it's going to be a domination? No. But they will beat us in the end. They will beat us in the end. That's the point. They will go to the semis. We won't. Like, you know what it is for me? I think, let's say Conrad Lama, I know I said he had played good, and we're going to play Stanley left back. We push up. Hakimi, Kvara, Due, whoever it is, Dembele, I don't know. The runs they're about to make. Oh, my days. And the thing that fears me more than anything, Joao Neves, Vitinha, potentially Ruiz, I think, as well. Against Joshua Kimmich and Goretzka.
I mean, on paper,
Now,
it genuinely. I would say
now
this on paper.
Kimmich, if he had somebody competent next to him, I'm not complaining. He has Goretzka next to him, brother. Pavlo, I think Pavlo is a talented kid, but he's not been at his best lately, so I can't even rely on that. You know, Bischoff says he wants to play in a 6, or he plays 6 or an 8, but I've not seen him play so at Bayern yet. So where do we go from here? That's where I'm coming from. In reality, I don't think people understand. It would take a miracle from Manuel Neuer, and it would take our center backs to be on point, and our fullbacks to be on point for us not to concede against them. I don't see it. I just now, and also this is another important thing. Harry Kane, yes, he stepped up against Flamengo. Is he going to step up against PSG? Because I've seen him in games like this, what he does. The guy will start overthinking in front of goal and he'll miss. You know, Olise, in my personal opinion, some of the games he's been poor because I feel like he over dribbles. And we lose the ball.
That's interesting. I don't really hear a lot of Elise criticalism. I wouldn't call it criticism. I'll call it being critical. You understand what I mean, right?
We lose the ball and we concede a goal to Boca Juniors. Why wouldn't I be critical? But we concede a goal because the guy jumps with his hands the way he jumps and it hits his head on his hand. People don't want to talk about it enough because of the season he's had. Great. He played well against Auckland. He had an amazing season. He played well against Benfica, but we lost. Okay. But I'm sorry, half the games that we've played, he's not been good enough. Because you know what it is? I appreciate and I don't know if you have this criticism with Yamal or you don't, but I appreciate when you have the balls to do something, but there are times in which you have to be simple. Bro, against Flamengo,
I definitely understand it.
He had an opportunity to shoot 1v1. You know what this guy does? He tries to do a cheeky pass. Ya habibi, shoot. The goal is in front of you, bro. You know what? And the game against, I think it was Boca Juniors, I think it was. The guy tries dribbling past the keeper and fails. Ya habibi, sometimes you need to be simple. Against Flamengo, he's getting marked out because we know how good he is. I'm not saying this out of the fact that he's one of the best wingers in the world right now. But I'm saying, right, if they know this stuff. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to target you. Sometimes you have to be simple, bro. Sometimes you just have to be simple. You can't, and this is something, and all due respect to Barça, because Barça fans have started this fucking problem, in my opinion. The whole technique thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Here we go.
No. You can say they're the best footballers. That's fine. But when you say that, you give these people ammunition to just over dribble. At least be simplistic at times, bro. And then when the guys are simplistic, they get highly rated compared to the guys that are actual ballers because they're the ones doing simple things that get them over the line at times. And I'm like thinking, brother, could you imagine if you just knew when to dribble and when to shoot? Bro, the guy would probably be the best winger in the world.
I mean, I do agree with that, though. I don't necessarily.
I'm not even saying anything outrageous, brother. I'm just telling you why things are happening, why there's trickle effects to every conversation in football.
No, things and like that's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily disagree with that point at all. I do believe that sometimes footballers, they get overconfident. That's the best way I'll put it. They dribble past 1, 2, 3 players, and then all of a sudden they just become this. They just start becoming big-headed. You feel me? Right? So I definitely understand that point, but we'll definitely see what happens. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I do believe that Olise is a good player. And you know what? Sometimes you're right. Sometimes these players, they get a little big-headed when they start dribbling past players and people are like rating them, praising them, calling them the greatest thing since sliced bread. It starts to get into their heads. 100%. 100%. And we'll just see what happens next. But listen, Zeer, but still, Olise is still one of your players, your better players, and a player that you're gonna look at in the game. So you don't see any shot of you guys knocking them out? Because here's the thing. Let me just say this now, yeah? No, so here's the thing, right? PSG are very good, right? And they're gonna dominate for most of the game. I'm not necessarily even disagreeing with any of that there, right? But here's the thing about PSG that you don't realize. PSG are very much a team that doesn't really get attacked on, but the few times that we have seen them getting attacked on, they haven't exactly handled it well. Do you understand what I mean, right? It's not been enough. Now, I know you guys are not going to dominate the attack. You understand what I mean, right? However, you do have a lot of good players in the forward line who could do damage, right? And also, players like Kvaratskhelia, as deadly as they are, bro, sometimes they can be wasteful. I remember the game against Botafogo. This brother was absolutely just shooting left, right, and center, bro. You understand what I mean, right?
I
He's a threat.
understand. I understand. By the way, when we beat them in the Allianz, they were wasteful that game too. I'm just saying that in all due respect, bro, like I think in a game like this, it would take for a Neuer true, but it would take a Neuer masterclass, and it like the Champions League final, hold that PSG, and it would take Upamecano and Ta and them defenders to step up, and even the midfield. Bro, I hope Goretzka doesn't move like an lazy idiot again. I really hope so, because if he does, long. Like, by the way, I was watching. I don't know if you know this Bayern fan. I know him personally on this space. His name's Hokage. He brought up a very good point, and I didn't think
I
about
think
it.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And he brought up a good point, and I didn't think about it at the time until I watched his video, and I'm glad I do. He said we have this bad habit of being lazy defensively. He's right. We do. That's why we concede so many goals that we shouldn't be conceding. Because they're just lazy. Like, sometimes you just need to be more cutthroat in it. When that's what we used to be back in the day. That's all I knew. But cutthroat defending, cutthroat. Actually, more cutthroat attacking. But the defenders were more like cutthroat to the point they're willing to recover, win the ball, and all this stuff. Now it's just like, no, it's unwillingness of getting there, you know? It's like, I don't know, man. And I'll be honest, we have to consider the possibility of us getting potential like chances and missing, because we have a very bad habit of missing chances when we get them. Very bad habit lately with the squad. Bad habit. Like, I would not be shocked if we had more shots than them and miss. Maybe get one or two goals, and then they get more than us or something. It's possible, Omar. It's really, really possible. I don't think people are deeping. Yes, you say they're wasteful, but we're more wasteful than them. So where do we go? I hope Kane proves me wrong, by the way, because he's one of the bigger culprits in this. He is. I mean, also, by the way, speaking of one blessing, Zani is not here. Alhamdulillah. Khalas, he's gone. I don't have to deal with him.
So he's gone. He won't be participating anymore.
No, he's gone. He's gone. Bro, the number 10 shirt is announced for next season. Khalas, it's done.
Who's the number 10 next season?
Musiala, khalas, alhamdulillah.
All right, there you go. Now you guys have a proper number 10.
Yeah, exactly, bro. You know what I mean? I've been calling out for Musiala getting number 10. He deserves it. He's earned the right. You get me? So, even though I think he can improve his decision-making a bit more, I'm not going to lie. But he has earned it regardless. So, yeah, it is what it is. Again, another guy, another top player, you know? And this is the thing for me, Amar. I love these two guys right now because they're doing the job for my club and they're ballers, right? But these two have a similar issue in which they love to dribble too much.
Oh, Musiala and Olise.
But Olise is smarter a little bit. I have to admit, Olise, in my opinion, is a bit smarter than Musiala in this, which is why you could tell that. Which is why a lot of us fans think Olise had a better season than Musiala, even though Musiala has improved. It's the fact that when you get in front of goal, I feel like Olise is slightly smarter, and that's why he has the GA that he has, you know? Well, with Musiala, yes, he's improved his GA at the start of the season. I think at one point he got similar amount of GA to what he had in total of the whole season prior, which is impressive. Right. But then he got injured and all that stuff. But I just feel like this whole over dribbling thing, defenders will suss you out, you know? And when defenders suss you out, you just have to be smarter, I feel like. That's just the way I see it. I'm sure it's the same with you and Lamine Yamal.
Mm.
You know, you rate them as the unreal footballer, but defenders will be on him, bro. On him, and bro, if I were you, I'd be fearing this guy will eventually get injured, bro. The way he moves as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's gonna start getting targeted. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
and this
doubt
is the
about
thing.
it.
I think, yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
this
mean,
is the thing we need to be
he's
careful about.
definitely gonna get targeted, and we really need to make sure that we are very, very careful, right, with the player. And look, sometimes you know what it is. I'm all for ballers, balling out on the pitch, all of that, right? But sometimes also it's very important to be very careful. You understand what I mean, right? With some of these footballers, they get a little bit excited. I do believe. You understand what I mean, right? But I mean,
Which is
yeah, quite,
fine.
yeah. I mean, definitely interesting. But sir, I do want to move on now, right? Because I want to talk about some transfers, right? Transfers with Bayern Munich. Now, I want to talk about two transfers, but I'm going to talk about one which is actually connected to my club. To be fair, right? Let's start with some news that's been coming out recently at Bayern Munich, right? Because apparently you guys are looking at a player who has been linked to Barca for the past few weeks. As you can see, man like Luis Diaz, right? Luis Diaz, apparently Max Urbo, your sporting director, actually approached Luis Diaz's entourage, right? And Bayern authorities feel like they can lure the Colombian from Liverpool. Yet open talk, LFC yet to open talks with Luis Diaz has left his camp frustrated. Now, before I even talk about this, Zir, um, I'm just gonna say, obviously, as a Barca fan, this is connected to me because this is a player who we've been linked to for a very long time. You understand what I mean, right? He's a player who's been linked to the club for a very long time, right? And basically, now we focus more on the Nico Williams thing. So he's kind of like stranded, right? And funny enough, Nico Williams was another player who also you guys were looking at trying to bring in, right? He's actually someone that you guys were more interested in, right?
Yeah,
But
Herbal Dream,
yeah, Urbo, right? But listen,
My
hearing this
dream.
Luis Diaz, talk, what do you think, bro? If there's a possibility to bring him, are you open to bringing him?
I mean, apparently Liverpool rejected already. I don't think you know, but
No,
Liverpool
I think
themselves
I
said
already,
he's
I
not
think I
up for.
already.
But no, but you know what it is?
Hmm.
I think them rejecting though. I think though they're trying to do because
Hmm.
by the way, and Nasser is also linked to them. In case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I heard that.
Yeah. So I think what they're trying to do is they're only willing to take the offers of selling Diaz is if, let's say, Al Nasser was the one doing it because of the money, because they'll pay more, blah 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 blah. Blah, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But then here's the thing. Talking about what happened to Diogo Jota, I I think it's very unlikely that Luis Diaz leaves now. When you think about it, Hell, low key, maybe Darwin Nunes leaving now is also more unlikely because that's something people need to start thinking about also. Um, but listen, if we got Diaz, I think he's very good on the ball. I need to get that out of the way.
Hmm.
I feel like his end product is suspect. Um, and we need somebody that can, I hate to say it, but the fact that we have Harry Kane dropping deep the way he's dropping deep, we need somebody that's just going to be clinical. See the chances Zane got?
Hmm.
We need when these chances fall to another winger that we get, we need to be ensured. We need to be ensured that they score. That's something I've thought about recently. Like, yes, of course, for breaking down low blocks, a guy like Diaz would be very good. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
But I think when there are phases in which Kane drops deep and there's an opening because the teams like to push up,
But
in some
that,
cases,
that's a Kane problem. That's the issue.
yeah, but because we're gonna keep Kane now, you have to adapt, bro. It's yeah, we're gonna have to adapt, Amara. It is
No,
what
I
it
hear
is.
it. I hear it. I hear it.
Like that's why personally, and you guys are gonna call me a dumbass, but Sorry for swearing, but
No, okay.
but I wouldn't be shocked if, let's say, hypothetically, we got Martinelli and he started cooking at Bayern.
I mean, what happened to the whole Rodrigo thing? Have you guys just given up on Rodrigo?
Bro, we didn't even approach Rodrigo. I actually think we should be approaching Rodrigo. Bro, bro, we should be approaching Rodrigo. Why are we not approaching Rodrigo or Lookman? They're right there. They're right there, brother. They're right there.
Bro, they're literally available. That's the worst thing, bro. It's not like, bro,
Yes.
this is my point. This is how you know your club has fallen off. Because do you remember when Robben was available from Real Madrid? Robben in 2009, right? He was
yank him away, bro.
The moment he was available, bro, Van Gaal knew this brother was available. Instantly brought the brother to Bavaria.
Yeah, bro. You know what? We're talking about. You know what? I'm sure you're aware where Voltemade wants to join Bayern, right?
Yeah. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about.
No. I know we are, but I want to bring up a point because it's gonna link to this. So basically, Lothar Matthäus had a say on the matter, and he said that Bayern should be looking to pay like 80 to 100 M's for him. Hoeneß took it to offense and said he should stick on his lane, shut his mouth, well, all that type of stuff. He didn't say exactly, but along the lines. Yeah? You know what Lothar Matthäus' response is?
I want to hear this. Lothar Matthäus probably said something mad. What did he say?
Bro, you know what it is? If you read the whole article, what he says makes fucking sense. Read.
What did he say?
Read.
Please tell me,
bro.
What's the article? Let me search it.
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter. Wait. Or WhatsApp,
Yes.
sorry.
Oh, send it. Oh yeah, send it on my WhatsApp. We'll pull it up. We'll pull it up, guys, because I really want to.
Bro, when I read this, I'm like, cook, because I'm sick and tired of this shit, bro. I swear to God, where is it? I'm gonna find it now. Huh?
Yeah, he just had to put them in their place. I hear you, bro. He's like, yeah, I gotta put
Yeah,
this.
bro. Are you mad? Are you mad? Chatting all this shit, bro. Have some shame and decorum. Where was it?
Come on, man. Yeah, listen, guys. But yeah, guys, smash the likes, man. Smash the likes. How you guys not entertained, man? Big up to every single one of you guys who are already here, man. We already got 15 likes, guys. Get us to 20 likes soon, guys. Big up to every single one of you guys. I'm gonna start reading your chats very, very soon, man. Let me read some of your chats because I see you guys are saying big up to Warthog, man. He says I'm pro Uli. But he's finished. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Uli Hoeneß is a legend at your club, but he saved your club a lot. But it is what it is. Sweating at 1:30 in the morning, shocking. Fuck's sake, man. Like Catalan is talking to you, man. He said, "Look, man." He said, "Lookman for 65." No, man. Yeah, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes. How much do Bayern Munich want to pay for Luis Díaz? That's a good point. How much are you guys willing to pay for Luis Díaz here?
How much am I?
Have they put any numbers? Have they put any numbers out there?
For who? Luis Díaz?
Yeah. How much you're willing to spend?
I don't think it's out there. No.
Oh, they just inquired about him basically for now.
Or I can check for you, but let me just send you this and I'll check quickly.
No, I'm saying yeah.
I found it because I found it. I'm just trying to share it with you.
Yeah, my guy. Yeah, big up to everybody, man. Big up to everybody. He says we ain't getting Díaz. Hey, listen, man. He says
I sent it.
was made it and what's it? All right, all right. Give me a second, guys. Let me pull this up and share it. Here it is. Oh my days, that is a response. Jesus, yo, this guy wrote a whole diction. This guy who wrote a whole paragraph.
I say read, people. Read.
Jeez, Louise, man. Like I'm gonna be spending an hour reading this shit. Man said, Lothar Matthäus said, first of all, I have to say I'm used to Uli Hoeneß's insult. I don't take them seriously anymore. He's been doing that for 20 to 25 years. I don't let it get to me. That makes me thick-skinned. Oli still believes in his own world and still hasn't understood that not only football, but also business has evolved. I'm aware of what is going on in the market. I mentioned 80 to 100 million as a possible price for Wolf. How do you pronounce it? Is it Wolfsmaiden? Made was Voltemade, right? But Uli Hoeneß apparently didn't read it properly again. He's only interested in attacking he's only interested in attacking other people to distract from his own mistakes. I know the market both domestically and internationally, and I still believe in the assessment is this assessment is correct. Gittins costs around 60 million and isn't even an international player, and he's also had a worse season than Voltemade, right? I predict Florian Wirtz many months ago. The total package would be around 250 million, and that's what happened. These people are these are simply numbers nowadays. At FC Bayern, things are only seen on one side. When I see Jamal Musiala, Bayern Munich don't want much more than that. Especially, for example, Wirtz cost. Sorry guys, if I'm butchering this. Sometimes when I'm this is so long, I'm just trying to.
You want me to help you?
No, you good. I'll read it. Bayern would want 180. So why can't Wirtz cost 150 and Voltemade 80 to 100? Uli Hoeneß lives in his own world. He may no longer be up to date with the transfer market. Bayern Munich wants a player who is now in that market. As a reminder, Bayern already sent 80 million for Lucas Hernandez. That's true. That is true. I remember when you guys signed it for 80 million, thinking, yo, 80 million for Lucas Hernandez. That's nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Uli Hoeneß should be. Yeah, he said Uli Hoeneß should investigate eternally. Why didn't Bayern Munich and their scout discover that Voltemade earlier? Basically, he said, why didn't they discover him earlier if they had scouts?
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Why did they become aware of him now? With Voltemade and the Stuttgart management did a much better job. Instead, Bayern brought João Paulinho, who has so far only been a backup player, barely playing even on important games. These problems are problems Uli Hoeneß should be addressing. And basically, they asked him, "Will you sue?"
And if you will be sued, and he said, "It
doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do Bayern Munich any good. It would create headlines." Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am not gonna lie. My man cooked. I'm sorry, bro. Uli Hoeneß,
stinker and hooked, brother.
You got cooked, man. Wallahi, you got cooked, man. I'm sorry, bro. You have to take the L on this one, bro. Like, listen, if I'm gonna be 100% objective, I don't hear any lies, because this is the thing with Uli Hoeneß and the people that run your club, right? They are choosing to do this whole take time, buy players for this, buy players for bro. This is in 2025, okay? Declan Rice cost 100 million. You understand what I'm saying? Ousmane Dembele from Dortmund, we bought him for 100 million. Lucas Hernandez, bro, there's no way, there's no existence in history where Lucas Hernandez is worth 80 million, bro. But guess who spent 80 million on him? You did, right? That 80 million could have gotten you Matthias de Ligt that season when he was at Ajax.
I mean, we got Matthias de Ligt, to be fair.
No, you got him, but I'm saying that Lucas Hernandez cost more than de Ligt did when he went to Juventus.
Oh, I get it. But by the way, Lucas Hernandez was actually good when he played.
No, bro. He was listen, with all due respect, I'm not saying he was a bum, but he wasn't an 80 million euro defender, bro. Okay? He wasn't an 80 million.
That's a whole different conversation. And he got injured,
that's what I'm saying. The bare amount I would have given Atletico for Lucas Hernandez if I was a Barcelona player for Barcelona would have been 50, and that would have been actually stretching it. I'm being dead serious. I think Lucas Hernandez is a good ball player in centre back, and I think he would have worked at Barca. But I'm not spending more than 50 million on Lucas Hernandez around that time. But you guys paid 80 million. I'm sorry, bro. You can't sit there and talk about waste of money when you have already spent this amount on a player. Florian Wirtz is a talent not just in Germany but in world football. In world football, you're buying a player for 150 that you know every single club in the world wants. Do you understand what I mean? You spend 150 on those players because you know he would fit in every team. You know they will fit in every team, right? You don't sit here and say, 80 million, 85 million. What the fuck? Bro, Liverpool don't even spend money and they just broke their bank just to bring him in. They just broke their bank to bring him in. What does that tell you about this guy's talent? So yeah, man, listen. I'm sorry, bro. Lothar Matthäus, I'm sorry. I hear no lies, bro. I hear zero lies here, bro. Okay? Uli Hoeneß, I'm sorry, bro. This brother, he's genuinely.
I've been telling man he needs
I'm
to
telling
walk.
you, he's sounding like Vince McMahon, bro. Because you know what? No, he is. No. Zir. Let me cook, bro. Let me cook. Okay. When I say Vince McMahon, it's because when you watch WWE in 2018, 2019.
I mean, he's outdated. He's outdated. I know
exactly. That's why I said he's moving like Vince McMahon, bro. He still thinks he's got it. He's like Vince McMahon when he still believes that because he built the Attitude Era, he knows better than most wrestling fans. Brother, you're not moving with the times, bro. Let other people take over. You've already done your thing. Move on. You know what I mean?
I actually appreciate what he's done for the club, but you're also like letting it sink, bro. You know what I mean? Live longer to become the villain.
Hey, exactly, bro. You can either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. And yeah, man, your guy is moving mad right now. But listen,
by the way, he's the guy that approves every decision that's being made. So that's what makes it even more annoying about him. You know, he's the guy that approves everything. So basically, when a decision is being made at Bayern from our directors, they have to see with Uli Hoeneß himself to see if he's okay with it, because he's like the supervisory board. He and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. I have a bigger problem with Hoeneß, to be honest, because I feel like with Uli, Karl Rummenigge, I'm annoyed about the Wirtz thing, the bit where he opened his mouth and the whole Nagelsmann thing. Like, but with Hoeneß, it's just like, brother, you can't be acting like this cowardly when you grew a pair of balls at the time. You can't. You know, like, let's say we could not, get a certain player because they're too expensive. You could still go get certain players from the Bundesliga for a good enough price. By the way,
that was what you guys were good at. That was what you guys were good at.
Yeah, by the way, Voltemot is from our league, but the reason why he'll cost a lot of money, I get Lothar Matthäus opened his mouth before Hoeneß responded to him. I get it. When you open your mouth saying should be 100 this, 100 that, it gives ammunition to Stuttgart to, like, you know, be gutsy with us now. You know what I mean? Right. But the thing is, though, he was not lying. Realistically, he was not lying. You know? That's the thing. Like, I do wish he didn't say it. I'll be honest. I wish Lothar Matthäus didn't say it, because then maybe the negotiations would have been easier, because, you know, Stuttgart wouldn't have, you know, done anything. But now it's the fact that he said it, and that's why Hoeneß is annoyed. I get it. But my problem is not that. My problem is the mentality that Erbel and the man have. You know, he's not happy that
they have this outdated mindset where they think, we're a big club. We don't have to
buckle
under these small
you know when we extended Davies, and extended Musiala, he was not happy. Hoeneß was not happy that Erbel gave them wages. Brother, if I'm not happy with Max Erbel, I'm not happy with him with other things. I'm not happy with him about this. Because guess what? Agents, I think people need to understand, and with Davies, this happened more than the Musiala thing. Agents play a role in why these players earn high wages. People think it's a player. It's also the agent. His agent was ballsing. Why do you think Leroy Sané all of a sudden went to Galatasaray? You think it's just because of Leroy Sané? No, it's because he has Pini Zahavi now. People don't think about these things, bro. Bro, the guy was gonna take a wage cut to stay. All of a sudden, Pini Zahavi comes in. I changed I want the money.
I see where you're coming from, because he was about to sign. You're all right. He was gonna sign, and
exactly.
the whole thing just fell.
Not like he was happy about it, but he was going to do it. And I think then his missus and him said, we need to get Pini Zahavi. They got him, and then boom. You know?
Yeah, man. This guy has some. This balls on this guy to think that he can walk up to Bayern after having all these stinkers and actually demand. Man, I'll be like, get the fuck out of my office, man. You absolute. Nah, bro. How are you gonna cost me a game against Bayern and then come to me and ask me for the highway? Are you dumb? You should be lucky that you're still in the club, bro. You absolute.
No, but by the way, I'm glad the board and supervisory board said, no, we're giving you that. That's, and even then they gave them too much money.
I mean, they did. Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Like, my thing is, if you're gonna give wages, give the wages to the people who deserve it, bro.
Exactly, 100%. There's a lot of players in your team.
Musiala, Davies, they deserve it.
Exactly. Musiala, Davies. The Davies renewal was great. Getting Musiala, that one's a good one, right? Olise, another one you guys can keep, right? I'm very honest. You know what it is, right? Right now, when I look at your team, when I look at your current team right now, right? You guys need a makeover. That's the problem. You need a makeover. Yeah. A lot of the players that you guys have in your team right now they have become complacent because they just don't want to move on. You understand what I mean, right? They don't understand, bro. Here's the thing, man. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Bayern Munich Football Club is a club that I've always had a level of respect for the way they would conduct themselves. You understand what I mean, right? Your fan base and your club, your people that run your club, they used to run a certain way. They always used to put the club over players, bro. You understand what I mean, right? You were never afraid to get rid of players at some point. It was never about, oh, this player is good, that player is... No, bro. There was never that. All the players had to be at their best because they knew if they didn't do their best, they'll be out. No player was bigger than the club. And you know what, right? Yes, you lost out on so many greats like Toni Kroos. All these guys left eventually, right? But here's the thing. Losing Toni Kroos was crucial. However, it didn't hurt you in the long run. Because you guys still did well in Europe. It's not like you guys sold them. It's not like the Lewandowski thing where you guys sold them and things just started going down a few seasons later. You understand what I mean, right?
I mean, we go over the line once, but I get your point.
No, but this is the point. Kroos leaving didn't change anything. You guys were still competing in Europe. You were still winning Bundesligas like you were when he was at the club. You understand what I mean? Right?
Yeah. I know. I hear you. I think it's because we replaced him good. We had Thiago.
But that is the point, bro. Listen. Bayern Munich, their most dominant, would never let a top player in their league even consider leaving Germany. Bro, the moment a top player was in the horizon, Bayern Munich were the first to poach him. Bro, you guys were the reason why Dortmund lost their dynasty, bro. Who destroyed Dortmund? Who destroyed that Dortmund team? Wasn't it Bayern? Bayern bought their best defender, bought their best striker, and bought their best number 10.
Mario Götze as well, only to ruin him.
That's what I'm saying. The number 10 was Götze. You had Götze. You bought Götze. You bought Lewandowski. Then you bought Hummels a few years later. Right? And this is the thing. At those times, there was no such thing as negotiations and we're gonna take out. No, bro. It was like, we want this guy, we're gonna get him.
Read Warthog's comment. Read his comment. Wallahi, it's facts. Hornets is defending Gnabry's 007, 0 goals, 0 assists, 7 haircuts. While the man is on 20 million wages. Some wages as Vinicius, same wages as Vinicius Jr., for example, but Vinny is on 20 goals, 20 assists, unlike 007. Bro, come on, man.
Oh,
come on, bro.
My God. Yo, this is now only Hornets needs to go, man.
I mean, he's not exactly on 20 million, by the way. He's on.
No, but even if he's
but I get the point. Yeah, he's like on 17, 18 million. But that in itself is crazy.
But that is in and around the area, man. I'm sorry. He shouldn't be anywhere. Yeah, you know what, right? This is true, man. People talk about English tax, but we need to talk about the German tax in the Bundesliga as well. Because there is German tax, right?
I think there is German tax with Bayern players specifically, I would say.
Bro. I just saw Warthog just put something here. Here it is. You guys had a chance to sign Kevin fucking De Bruyne after he broke the assist. This guy was in the Bundesliga, right? Absolutely destroyed you guys. I know they didn't win the league, But that
I
season,
know, but they beat
that
us
one
4-1,
season,
yeah.
he
I know.
absolutely ripped the league in half. Just one season. This brother was in your league. City bought him for 60 million. You're telling me you didn't have 60 million in your fucking account to send to give to Louisburg, bro? Imagine you guys had De Bruyne. Oh my fucking god! I don't even want to imagine how good that Bayern
Bro,
team
De
would have
Bruyne
been.
and Thomas Muller in the same team.
De Bruyne,
When the-
Muller, you had left hand. He passing the ball to left. Oh my god, left hand.
By the way, Muller would have been more of a fucking goal scorer if De Bruyne was in that team. Because you know how Muller operates, right? So like,
No, Muller would play anywhere. The one thing about Muller
no,
is
no,
Muller
yeah,
would-
but no, you're not getting the point. The point is if De Bruyne played in the position, because by the way, eventually Muller took up the creator role in it. But
Yeah,
if
but
De
he didn't take,
Bruyne was
but not
there,
around
now
that time.
Muller's taking the again because he's space interpreter. He would have taken the more of the striker role.
Yeah,
alongside the second shadow striker type.
Yeah, listen. Whatever position he plays, bro. And this is the thing with De Bruyne. De Bruyne is not necessarily a number 10. He's more of a center midfielder / creative midfielder, right? So he can play in the 10, give the ball to the attacking midfielder, right? He can do that. He knows how to make the breakthrough passes. He can do it from deep in midfield. He can do it in the attacking midfield. You understand what I mean, right? And you guys had him in your... Oh, my days, man. Like, you guys really fumbled the bag. Don't get it twisted. And this is the issue, right? And look, I know I'm saying you guys fumbled the bag and you did. Here's the thing, though, Zeer. The most important thing of all is, despite the fact that you fumbled the bag on De Bruyne, it didn't hurt you because you guys still won stuff around that time. You guys were still the best team in Germany. You guys were still running things in there. Everything was good, right? You mentioned the players like Son. Listen, don't get it twisted, right? There are some Bundesliga players that you guys missed out on. However, Son, as good as Son became at Spurs, he wasn't that guy at Leverkusen, right? Bayern Munich had Robben and Ribéry. Where was he gonna play?
Yeah,
Come on, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to think about it that way as well, right? He's not better than Ribéry and Robben at any point of their careers, man. Never. You understand what I mean?
no, that's about Çalhanoğlu as well. That's a good point. I understand that. Damn, Bundesliga had unreal players back in the day.
Yeah.
People
No, bro,
talk
trust me.
about it more.
Bundesliga in the 2010s, bro. People always used to talk about, it's just Bayern Munich winning. No, I love the Bundesliga in the early 2000s.
But yeah, but that's why I like bringing up Premier League players that cooked in that came in from the Bundesliga, bro. Look at that Man City team that people glaze, bro. Haaland, De Bruyne, bloody who else, brother? Gundogan, Akanji, like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, what are we doing here, bro? I'm pretty sure I missed out another name. Now Marmoush.
There you go. Good point. Florian Wirtz now has gone there. Frimpong is there now. What if those guys cook? I mean, they always talk about how many flops come out of your league.
You know what? Flawless. Wallahi, I was watching Hassam's stream in which Will was on and Flawless was on and all last night.
Yeah, bro, I was watching it too.
Wallahi al-Azim, Flawless, bro. The best thing he said is that they look at, because I think he was arguing with Deji about Portuguese league striker thing.
Dude,
right?
Deji, man.
No. But he brought up the Bundesliga thing as well into the argument. And he mentioned, like, people are using, like, Werners and Havertz as, like, a metric to why Bundesliga players are... No, you just don't scout properly. Plain as. You might just don't scout properly, bro. Bro, in the Bundesliga, by the way, right now, we're all look, bro. Us Bayern fans, we want the Stillers, the Führers, all these type of players.
Why is Stiller being linked to Real Madrid?
Bro, Voldemade wants Bayern Munich. I actually think he's an amazing striker.
No, forget about Voldemade for 1 second. Why is Real Madrid? Why is Real Madrid trying to sign? Why is Real Madrid trying to sign Stiller? Why are they trying to sign Stiller? Because we know that Real Madrid have been linked to Stiller, and they're actually trying to look. Alonso is a big fan of Stiller. Why? Why is he trying to sign? They're trying to sign Grimaldo as well. So Barcelona are trying to sign Grimaldo.
There you go.
Like, come on, man. People, you know what it is, right?
By the way, Borussia Dortmund have one of the top keepers, Kobel. I forgot. I don't know why I don't mention it, but he's somewhere amongst the top 10. Why is nobody mentioning him? You know? Bro, Jan Sommer was a Bundesliga goalkeeper. Look how he performed against.
Ter Stegen was Ter Stegen before the season. I know people always like talking shit about Ter Stegen, but brother, Ter
No,
Stegen
but
was
his
in the
early
Bundesliga.
days was good. I agree. His early days was
But that is the point. He's a Bundesliga product as well, and he was at Barcelona for 10 years, right? Like, come on, man. I don't get this whole like people, talking against Lewandowski. Our striker right now. Where was he his whole career? Where was he his whole career?
His peak was at Bayern, by the way. I imagine.
Well, forget about his peak. Forget about his peak for a second.
I had to throw
Before you signed him, the brother was cooking you guys at Dortmund. He was cooking you guys at Dortmund, bro. They won 2 Bundesliga titles and your head up while he was there. Yeah. This is the point, and this is exactly the point. Even managers, you mentioned it. Look up to Karim.
Nagelsmann and Hansi Flick and Mandem, yeah. Hitzfeld and bloody who else?
Ottmar Hitzfeld, flipping, what's his name? Jupp Heynckes.
Yeah.
Like, these are legends. These are not just people that did it in the Bundesliga. Jupp Heynckes won the Champions League with.
By the way, this name I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't really like him. However, Niko Kovac for a specific team cooks. I wouldn't be shocked if next season.
To be fair, Van Gaal didn't start in the Bundesliga, but
but he at the Bundesliga.
Jurgen Klopp. Klopp. The most obvious one. Yeah. Thomas Tuchel. Where was he? Thomas Tuchel won the champion. Yeah. Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea.
No. Team he does a job. A specific team.
You can talk about your club, but brother, this guy won a Bundesliga, right? At your club, he won the Champions League with Chelsea and took PSG to their first Champions League final. You understand what I mean, right?
By the way, can I just say all this argument? Again, back to the point. All these names we've mentioned comes down to one problem and one problem only. What Flawless said: awful scouting by clubs that try to look for players from that part of town. End of. That was what it is.
They do the same thing. They do the same thing with La Liga as well. Like, they go and sign these bums from La Liga, and then they're like, Omar, see what we told you about this league, bro. You guys don't even ask anyone. Like, you know what's funny? Like, a lot of these people, whenever Barca, when
they just don't scout and look for what suits them best.
No. They will see a player that they signed, and instead of like asking, Omar, you at La Liga, how good is this guy? Like, this is the thing, right? Arsenal fans, when they signed Mikel Merino, I was telling them, yo, you guys went to Sociedad and bought the wrong midfielder. Are you dumb? I was like, but Omar, did you see what he did in the Euros? I'm like, brother, I watched this guy play 3 fucking seasons in Sociedad. Okay, he's a good midfielder. I'm not saying he's a bum, but that partnership between him and Zubamendi is what saved him, bro. Zubamendi was the better player. I'm not saying Zubamendi is that great, but Zubamendi is the better midfielder between the two. You understand what I mean, right? You've seen this guy, right? They had to move him in attack. What was he doing when he was actually in his natural role? You understand what I mean? Why is it that big clubs were trying to sign Zubamendi before they again? Liverpool, Arsenal were the only club that signed Moreno. They had no competition. No other club tried to sign him. Why is it a Barca, Real Madrid when I trying to look at Mikel Merino? Why? Why didn't we look at Mikel Merino? But we looked at Zubamendi at one point. Madrid looked at Zubamendi, right? Liverpool agreed terms to sign Zubamendi, and now Arsenal apparently have agreed terms to sign Zubamendi. Why? Why is everybody doing that? I said it before. I mentioned Bayern. Bayern is going to Atletico Madrid. I've said, bro, if Bayern signed for a Premier League club, bro, people are gonna be shocked how good this guy is. This guy is an absolute baller, and I've said it. Will has said it. Will tell you. So will Lee Gunner. Me and Lee have always talked about this Bayern guy, and he's now going.
I've listened, so I can attest to it. Yeah,
but this is the point, Rodrigo, bro. Just
by the way, Abdi Azizuli, I follow him in the Moroccan national.
Abdi Azizuli, bro.
Azizuli, my
this brother in the Conference League final cooked until he was substituted.
I think Azizuli deserves a big. I actually think Azizuli deserves a big club, man.
Bro, he's a La Masia product. He's one of my own, bro. He came from my academy. He's from my academy. The reason he never made it is because, brother, at that time, our attack was too stacked. It was nothing he did wrong. It's just that he was playing at a time when really we couldn't guarantee him first-team football, and he needed first-team football. That's why he went to Betis, and he's been doing well for Betis. Look at Ilias from Villarreal, another one of our academy products. Look at how he's doing. You understand what I mean? Yeah. And this is the funny thing, right? I'm seeing Casado being linked into the Premier League, right? Chelsea are looking at him. Chelsea are looking at him. Arsenal are looking at him. City are looking at him. Why are all these clubs trying to sign my youngsters? But this is the thing. They will always say, the La Liga is not a top league. It's just Barca Madrid. First of all, I've seen more different champions in my league than I've seen in the Premier League in the past 5 years. How about that? We've had three different champions. Madrid have won it twice. Yeah. Barca have won it twice, and so has Atleti. In the past 5 years, only 2 teams have won the Premier League: Manchester City and Liverpool. Manchester City did it 4 times. There has never been a time in my lifetime, and I'm almost 30. Okay, I have never seen Barca and Real Madrid, even at their strongest, win the league 4 times. Never. And if you don't believe me, guys, go ask Will. All you guys in the chat who are subscribed to Will, ask him. He's been watching football for almost 11 years. Ask him if he's ever seen Barcelona do the 3.
Omar, you should be blessed you weren't on heavyweight show, bro. Because this similar problem, we were dealing with it talking about Serie A ball as well.
What were they saying about Serie A?
Oh, no, because I added a Milan fan into the...
Yeah, I saw the Milan fan. I saw him.
Yeah. So, color me shocked, you know who. Big up to him regardless. But he obviously... he decided to start a whole spew about Serie A being shit because McTominay won a fucking best player.
Have some shame, man. Seriously.
No, seriously. But the problem, I tried saying on every issue, but everyone's talking over one another to the point I decided I'm kicking everybody now so I can join here. Bro, people need to understand.
Serie A was the best league in Europe this season. I don't care.
Yeah. By the way, I was gonna say.
I would have said that. Yeah. Why do you think I started? Why do you think I started?
I was gonna say the Serie A. I was gonna say Serie A, and by the way, even AC Milan specifically, because it started with top by AC Milan and that, right? The fact that there is multiple winners, but not just that, you're seeing them not even do bad in Europe at times. Yes, they don't win the trophy, but they make it far lately. Like Milan made it far, Inter made it far. At one point, Napoli made the quarters. You know. And players, by the way, go to Prem from Serie A. Same with Bundesliga, and come on now, we're doing too much here, bro. But again, it's Premier League. Again, I'm sorry to say this, and I'm gonna act like Andrew Tate here. If Premier League was scrapped from football would be in a better place.
I genuinely believe so too. The only thing that Premier League has, honestly, for me, is money, bro. They have money and PR. They have money and PR, bro, because let me tell you something, guys. As a guy who watches a lot of football, I've said this before, bro. If I was to rate the leagues based on just watching them, I'm sorry, I would put La Liga, Serie A, and the Bundesliga higher than the Premier League as far as watchable. Just watching the games, right? Just want to be entertained by watching games.
I'm not going to lie, thinking about it, I mean, listen, Bundesliga's defending is not better than the Prem. I'll say that. But
I want more entertaining games.
No, but I will say though, when you deep it, and something I kind of had to take back, watching score goal every single time because everyone wants to attack galore.
That's why I love the league, bro, because there's no such thing as boring.
It is chaotic. It is chaotic.
I love it, man. That's what I'm saying, and that's what we want.
It hurts in Europe. It hurts in Europe, but
we want to see. Yeah, but we want to see. We want for us neutrals who are not Bundesliga, who don't have connection to Bundesliga. We just want to enjoy football. We want to see goals. We want to see beautiful football. Gung ho, left, right, center, right. We don't want to be sitting here, pass to this guy, defend, counter attack, hold on to the ball, tackles, playing wrestling like UFC football. No, that's not what I'm trying to see. You see this is the thing. When I mentioned the Serie A, when I said the Serie A was the best league in the world in 24-25, I mean that with every single fiber of my being. It's easy for me. Last season, if you're asking me, the best league was Serie A. Let me tell you why Serie A was the best league last season.
That was chaotic.
Serie A was the league that had a title race that went straight to the wire and had a top 4 race go straight to the wire and a relegation go straight to the wire. Every single game, every single week, there was always drama, bro. Until the final day of
If
the
you're
of the
talking
Bundesliga.
about one specific season, I kind of hear. But the thing is, for me, I think La Liga is the
No, I
best
mean
league
this year. That's why I
outside.
said this year, 24-25. Listen, no league had so much to win and lose than Serie A did. Every game, bro. I was on Friday. On the final game of the season was on Friday. Napoli were playing. So was Inter. Same time. Both of teams won. Napoli won the league. The next day, we had the game between what's the name? This Juventus game. You had Lazio, you had Atalanta, and you had Roma playing at the same time. No, yeah, I think was it Atalanta? No, I think Atalanta already secured.
I know Inter played Lazio in their second
No,
last game.
no. I'm talking about the last day of the season. On Friday, Napoli were playing against. I think was it who? I don't know who.
I can check quickly.
But I know Empoli were playing against Inter, and Empoli lost to Inter. Right, Pepe Reina got sent off on his final game of his career. Right, very very sad moment. And McTominay obviously scored that bicycle kick in the final day. Right, and Lukaku scored. They won the Serie A that season. That was on Friday. The next day, Juventus were playing Venezia, who were fighting for relegation. Right, Zeer? And at the same time, Lazio, I don't know who Lazio were playing, but also they were fighting one of the teams in the relegation zone as well. You understand what I mean, right? So you had 2 games where both of the teams that are playing each other all have something to lose if they don't win the game. Bro, I'm telling you, man, last night, the Serie A this season, we've seen Atalanta be top of the league at one point. We've seen Napoli be top of the league. We've seen Juventus at the start of the season be top of the league. We've seen Inter be top of the league. We've seen different teams be top of the league in Serie A this season. 4 different teams. The whole league in the Premier League this season, Liverpool have been top of the table comfortably.
Oh, Inter beat Torino 2-0, I think.
No, they played Empoli in their final game.
Oh, did they? Oh, shoot. Then I have to scroll even more down.
But this is the point. Like, see, that's the issue here, right? And yeah, you're saying Ajax bottled the dog. So did Inter. Inter drew. Inter that week that they played Barcelona, lost to Bologna, lost to Roma, right? And lost in the second leg of the Coppa Italia against AC Milan.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys, bro. Like, at the end of the day, Serie A this season, people want to always, you know what it is, right? With certain football fans, they always believe everything through PR. That's their problem, bro. They live in the idea of PR and PR this, PR that, PR this, PR that, all of this stuff. But guess what? If we're just football fans like us who just watch the games, 150%. The most entertaining league this season for me was Serie A, followed by La Liga. Because La Liga was also a 3-horse race all the way to March. When we beat Atleti 4-2 at the Wanda, that's when they really were out of the title race. And it was just Barça and Madrid. Like, dude, there was a point, like, until like March, we were Atletico at 1. We were top of the league in 10 points clear. We bottled it. Real Madrid went top, and then they bottled it. Atletico Madrid went top, and then they bottled it, and then we went back top, and we never let go. But look at the Premier League this season. You've had City that's been shit all season. You've had both Manchester United and Tottenham both be in the relegation mid-table fight or not even getting 40 points this season, right? We've just seen Liverpool comfortably win the league, even though I don't even think Liverpool were even that great. I just think Liverpool were just consistent. That's all they had. They were just like, listen, we're just going to be consistent. They just kept on winning. That's all they did. They just kept on winning, getting draws, getting wins, draws, wins. While City were all here having a meltdown, Arsenal were sitting here having meltdowns, blaming it on injuries. And then Liverpool just walked into the league title just like that. Like, come on, man. Like, people always talk about these Premier League fans. They always have a lot to say, but dude, it's an absolute embarrassment, man. Let me read some of your chats. Catalan says the Premier League is a stinkfest. 100%, man. Yeah, Premier League is shit, man. I agree with decentralization. Premier League is bad of sport, but but it's not a PR problem. It's bad. It's bad for the sport. And he says, Premier League is full of road runners. That's what I'm saying, man. And they kill ballers, man. That's why I don't like. This is why, bro. I've always like. What's his name? Cafu was right, bro. Cafu was right. Brazilian players should stay away from the Premier League, bro. Honestly, they should. For the sake of their careers, they need to lead. They need to start. They need to stay away from Premier League, bro. Because there's a reason why the Brazilian national team is shit these days, bro. Because all their best players most of them are in the Premier League, right? And the Premier League, look at guys like Anthony when he went to La Liga, bro, and started just cooking over there. All of a sudden, he just got his confidence back. You feel me? No, it just depends. Soldier, it just depends where they go to, man. I think if Brazilians go to Serie A or La Liga, they can cook in that league. You understand what I mean? But go ahead.
Before you quickly, what about Rafinha?
Yeah, Rafinha is in La Liga cooking right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but Rafinha was
one of those Brazilians that people doubt, though, even though he's cooking.
Yeah, but this is the thing, bro. He's not worse than players like Martinelli who are not even performing at all. They criticize Rafinha, but Rafinha actually turns up sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie. I think and you guys are gonna call me crazy. If Martinelli was at Bayern, I actually think he does a job.
But that is the point I'm making. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm saying that these guys get ruined in that league.
Because I think he can finish. I feel like
take them to a league where they can actually be given freedom and they would cook. That's all Anthony did at Betis. At Betis, they just let him be himself, and he just cooked in there. Yeah, man. But hey, listen. But Zeer, I do want to quickly move on, right? We've been talking about Bayern Munich for a second. I'm going to bring it back to Bayern because I want to talk about I think we talk about Boldamada now, but I'm going to talk about Barca for a second, right? Because now I don't know if you've seen my stream yesterday and the one I did earlier today, right, where I was talking about Barcelona and the fact that we're on the 1-on-1 rule, and it is the start of the season now, right? Nico Williams, right, a player who apparently you guys are looking at as well. Right, we are the ones that are the closest to signing him, right? Everything was looking great in the past few weeks, right? Everything was looking hella good, right? Everything was, working according to plan. And well, the last 24 hours, my guy's agent started moving a little bit crazy because this guy, you know what he wants us to do, yeah? He wants a get-out clause to be added in the contract where if we don't register him before the start of the season, Nico Williams can walk out on a free. Now, I don't know what kind of an idiot would take that deal. Like, why would I spend all of this money to trigger this guy's buyout clause only for him to leave on a free and join another club? What the fuck? What kind of a stupid...
I'm not gonna lie. I have to admit, Omar, the more this drama happens, because right now I think he joins you, but the more this drama happens, the more he'll start changing his mind.
No, but this is not him. I want you to really understand, Zeer.
No. I know it's the agent.
No, but that's the thing. You see, when it comes to Nico, and this is not me trying to glaze Nico or saying, I'm just trying to defend it. No. Nico himself has come out during this whole time and said he wants to complete this deal. He's come out. He's opened his own mouth and said it, right? Which basically tells me this is him saying one thing and his agent is doing something else. Here's the important thing, and I said this on my blog Rana Buzz earlier today. Right there? When it comes to Nico Williams' agent, he's going to think about what puts money in his pocket. This is the important thing you need to understand here.
I said that, yeah.
This is what you need to understand here. If we trigger the buyout clause and we put it in the contract that he can get out of it, right? If we don't register him, he's technically a free agent here. He's technically a free agent. His agent can go to your club and say, well, you don't have to pay the 55 million. You don't have to pay the 60 million. So guess what? What we want is a signing on fee. We want a bonus. We want all of this. Is like a free transfers here. You understand what I mean, right? His agent now will have the control of what he wants as an agent fee. These are all things that a lot of these Barca, like, bro, you just mentioned, look, start making sense. Just mention it. We know you guys have offered him double what we offered him. We offered him 8 million. You guys offered him 12 million there.
But that's why I'm saying, bro. It's not me saying like I want him, by the way. I think he only works at Barca. But what I'm saying, bro, is that the longer this saga keeps on going without you guys finding a solution, like I said with Wirtz, I maintain the mentality. It's not like I just say it because he's going well, but no. I'm saying if you guys don't find the solution, I would not be shocked if we got him out of the fact that, Barca didn't work, what his plan B? Boom, there you go. Left winger in, Herbal gets his wish, pay him whatever he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I mean, I'm not the fan of the move. Don't get it twisted. However, if it happened, it happened, bro. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is he can want you all he wants, but bro, I don't think he could stay at Bilbao, but I don't know if him and Bilbao's relationship are good or not. That's something you have to tell me. That's another possibility also. Maybe he stays and runs down I don't know. How long does he have left in this deal? Do you know?
I don't even know. But I know he has a 62 million buyout clause.
Yeah, that we both know he has the around 60 million. We have release clause. We know that. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't be shocked if either he stayed at Bilbao and wait another year, but then again, that depends on his contract, or he joins Bayern if this whole Barca problem with agent and club, because I know Bilbao called you out, right? So
no, they can call out whatever they want.
Yeah, I know, but like this whole thing adding up with one another, if you don't find the resolve, he's gonna change his mind, bro. Because why would he want to wait? No player will want to wait. Not one. You know what I mean? So I think you need to get it done fast, bro. Because he wants you guys. It's right there in the palm.
I do have a different option. I think that another option you didn't mention is him sacking his agent. Because here's the thing. Because here's the thing, Zeer. The agent has to do what the player wants. If Nico Williams wants the Barca move, and he only sees the Barca move in his way, the club have given him guarantees. We will register you at the start of the season. Don't worry about it, right? And his agent is trying to put this clause in, because here's the thing, bro. This clause could mean anything. At the end of the day, let's just assume, right, that we trigger the buyout clause and we don't register Nico Williams right away. Let's say it takes just like a week or two before we can register him. Yeah. Right there? He can now, first week, say, all right, well, we've waited 1 week, we're leaving. And the club can't stop him because it's part of the contract. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
He can, dude, it's easy for this agent to finesse the club. You understand what I mean, right? So the club are looking at this and saying, bro, we have more to lose out of this deal, because if we pay the buyout clause, we basically pay for you to be a free agent. And we could lose out on this. I don't think it's the club basically being worried that, we might not register him. No, I think the club basically don't want to give this guy the power. That power, bro, because that's a lot of power. You understand what I mean, right? But look, for me, I still do believe there that this deal will happen, right? I still do believe that we will sign Nico Williams. And really, when it comes down to it, his agent needs to calm down. He needs to pipe down, because here's the thing about this whole thing here. He is the one that came to the club. He is the one who came to the club. We remember our first option this season was Luis Díaz.
True, yeah.
He was our first option. We were willing to spend over 80 million We were considering spending the 80 million that Liverpool were asking for. But this is the thing. Nico Williams' agent last month came to the club and told us that his client is obsessed about the move. He wants to join Barca. That's the only club he wants to go to. He's willing to do anything, keyword, anything, to get this deal to happen, including sitting out, right, and waiting for the registration. That is what sealed the deal. The fact that his agent told the club that Nico Williams is willing to wait for him to get registered at the start of the season, right, if it means he joins Barca. And now all of a sudden, this same agent that promised us this is now saying he wants a get-out clause. What the fuck? This was the thing. What you saying that was what made us consider bringing in Nico Williams, and now all of a sudden you're trying to back out of that same deal. So yeah, listen, man. At the end of the day, it's all down to Nico Williams. Nico Williams needs to figure out what he wants. Is he going to do? Does he want to move that much? Right? He needs to talk to his agent and let his agent know. Listen, man, I want this move.
Just
I believe
get
they
it
will
done,
register me.
or else,
Get it done, man. Preseason is starting. I don't want to report back to Bilbao because that's the problem here. The preseason starts and he hasn't triggered the buyout clause. He's going to have to return back to Bilbao. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah, can't.
And you've
unless
seen,
he
bro,
forces the move, and then it's hard for him to force the move on Barca.
Zeer, that's the point.
Not Barca, but the agent and Barca. Not that's what I mean.
But that's the thing, Zeer. This is what I mean, man. He can talk to his agent. He can tell his agent, yo, I need this buyout clause to be triggered because I need to start training with the Barca team ASAP. I can't go back to Bilbao after these guys are done with me. The relationship is broken beyond repair. They don't want me there. You understand what I mean, right? You've seen what they've done to his Muriel. You've seen what Bilbao have been moving around with the complaints with La Liga and all these stuff. These guys don't want any of this. You understand what I mean, right? So now he has to tell his agent, listen, man, I don't care about Bayern. Respectfully, I don't want the Bayern move, right? I don't want the Bayern move. I want to stay in Spain. I want to play in Barcelona, right? So get this deal done. Whatever they say, get it done. We've already agreed terms with them. We've already agreed on a contract. It's all good. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not worried about any of this. Man says his agent is a fraud. If he didn't tell his agent to make the move official, he should leave, and he should leave, and we should go for Rashford or Lookman. You know, Zeer, if this doesn't end soon, I can see Barcelona potentially going back to Luis Diaz's camp. If this does become a problem, I can see.
And then by then, Nico Williams will have no choice. But then again, if that happens, guess what? It would fall on Max Erbel's favor. That's my point.
But this is the problem here. At the end of the day,
I'm not a fan of this, so don't think I'm trying to.
No. We're just being objective. I know that you are not a fan of this move.
I think that's why they're like waiting on the Nico Williams, because I think they knew about this stuff happening. But
I think it's
agent. Like now thinking about it, but
yeah, you know what this is? Honestly, I think Herbal must be in his agent's ear. That's what I think. I think Max Herbal, your sporting director, has been in his ear and basically has given him a lot of guarantees of like money and all of these stuff.
And now he's acting up on Buzz like, okay, you don't want. Oh, we have Bayern Munich waiting.
No, I'm telling you, man. And this is the thing. It's really up to him. It's really up to Nico Williams what he wants.
By the way, the thing is, before he chose Barca, like for sure, he wasn't really against the Bayern move. It's just when Barca was like officially in it, now it's like, yeah, I want Barca. He changed his mind completely, which I understand, and I knew it was coming because the Lamine Yamal factor, Spain, Barcelona, like it makes sense for him to go there. It's you know what I mean.
Zeer,
and like,
Zeer, here's the problem, bro. You remember when you guys signed Götze or Hummels and all these guys, right? The lure of joining Bayern Munich is different. There's a reason Wirtz wanted to join you guys before he went to Liverpool.
I know.
You understand what I mean, right? So at the end of the day, these players, they would rather stay for the big dogs in the league before they move on to other leagues. Nico Williams wants to play for Barca, bro. At the end of the day, it's Barcelona. Second for his best team in La Liga this season. Domestic treble winners. A team that is very close. Very close. They're building something big with Hansi Flick. You could potentially be joining a club that could be on the verge of something big.
Yeah,
you want to be part of it, bro. Respectfully,
you could actually go for it all. Yeah,
that is my point. At Bayern Munich, that is a team that they're trying to rebuild themselves to their best. Right? And listen, obviously, to rebuild yourself back to your best, you need to get the right players, right? I don't necessarily disagree
but
with
Bob,
it.
I think you do need an element of luck because sometimes you make the decision that doesn't go well at the start, and then all of a sudden, boom. I mean, look at Liverpool, right? They won the Prem, but let's be honest, that summer, not many people were really confident in Liverpool because they didn't have a deep squad. But they won the league, and now they've earned the respect. Now that they're moving the way they're moving, and they're getting the players that they want to get. It just is what it is. It's like I feel like in football, when we complain as fans is because we want more guarantees. But at the same time, there is elements of shock which actually earns respect over time. You know, that's all I can hope for in our situation, if I'm being really honest right now, because we've been getting rejected left, right, and center, and all that stuff. But that's because we haven't been really looking at a specific player and saying, "Oh, we want you." Like example, imagine if we went to Rafael Leao, for example. "Oh, we want you, our number one target." And then he'll maybe want to join. You know what I mean? Even though don't get it twisted, his release clause is a lot, but I'm using him as an example because he's one of the bigger names. Yeah,
Right.
like who knows? You know what I mean? Like rather than like, yes, I understand. Yes, move aggressive, look for option plan A, plan B. I understand, but there's gonna have to be that one player you go for at the same time. And I feel like what they're doing is they're half-assing with every guy. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all, right? But yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's really down to Nico Williams for me, because Barcelona have the money to trigger the buyout clause. I think the reason why it's hit a snag right now is because of this whole thing with his agent. You understand what I'm saying here? I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. And look, Nico Williams just has to make a choice, man. He needs to make a choice for himself, right? Because this agent of his, right, he's trying to get the best deal. It's like, I remember someone in my stream talking about Osimhen, saying that Osimhen's agent was doing the same thing with him. That's why this guy can't get a big move anywhere, because his agent is making ridiculous demands. You understand what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. Big up to Michael, man. But Zeer, before we get out of here, right, I heard you talking about what's his name, Van der Made, right? It's funny because I was actually just looking at Bayern and Germany, the channel. They were even talking about it today. They said Bayern Munich are yet to submit an official offer for Stuttgart's Nick Waldemade, who nor have they even given a concrete figure for the fee. VfB Stuttgart want at least 80 million, and Bayern are unwilling to go beyond 50. There has been phone calls between the club CEO Jan Christian Dresden and Alexandra Alexandra in the past few days. The latter made it very clear that Stuttgart will not entertain any negotiations under the asking price, right? And what's his name? Is it Vanler is currently refusing personal meetings with Dresden in order to smooth things between the two clubs. Is it cousin? Guys, I can't pronounce.
Christoph Dresen, bro.
Yeah, right. Would take place between Max Erbel and the sporting director Fabian Volsmouth late January evening, but the solution is yet to be on site. Now, first of all, here, you're gonna have to forgive me. I don't know enough about Waldemade. I don't know enough about him, right, to really actually like have a say on this. First of all, Zeer, I'm not gonna lie. This Voldemort guy, he's kind of came out of nowhere, hasn't he? Because I wasn't hearing about this kid anywhere.
Yeah, because he started. So basically, he started. If I'm not mistaken, I think he started playing second half of the season for Stuttgart. Because I remember beforehand it was Undav playing, and it was Demirovic playing at Stuttgart. But then he coming from the scene, from their youth team, I think, and he's been tearing it up. I think if I'm not mistaken, and this is why Šeško gets called out, bro. Could you imagine? My man scored 1 goal less than Šeško in half a season in the Bundesliga. 12. And Šeško has 13. Half a season, 12 goals. And then in the youth, what was it, under 21s German national team? Tournament, the Euros. He was he was top scorer of the tournament, and they reached the final.
Is he a striker?
Yeah, he's a striker. Yeah.
Oh.
The thing is with him, he's clinical. He's pretty for his side. Keep in mind, he's very tall. I think he's like 6'5". He's very good on the ball. Believe it or not. Don't ask me how. He is. Right.
What's his height? Is he very tall?
I told you. I believe it's like 6'5" or something.
Ooh, wow, yeah, that's tall, yeah.
And he's very good on the ball. You know what I mean? Not the quickness. He's all right. It's not the quickest, but like he's pretty quick. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's just good on the ball. Like, I can't believe how good. Some fans in Germany call him especially Stuttgart fans. They call him Volta Messi, bro. They call this man Volta. Or Germans, they call him Volta Messi, and I'm like, brother, relax.
Yeah, pipe down, man.
but and by the way, he turned up in the DFB Pokal final. He even scored. He was scoring in that final against Almenia Belfield. So, bro, listen, man.
Neil Gunnar says a good point here. He says this asking price is going mad. 60 million for a player who's been good for 6 months.
Yeah, but you know why, right? Because you have to understand. Again, it's that people need to understand. Players, and we had this conversation earlier. Players are not going to be valued to what they really deserve because the market's been inflated.
For Bayern
now
Munich.
clubs. Well, there you go. You know what I mean? So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you have to pay the money, take the risk. Gives a shit.
Who
cares?
Henry Kojo here makes a good point. So if Atletico Madrid, you know what, the way you were talking about this striker, he sounds like such an Atletico Madrid Simeone type of striker.
Yeah,
he's tall, good on his feet, right? Can find the back of the net. But I mean,
no. But by the way, he strictly said Voldemort literally does not want to be at Stuttgart anymore, and he wants Bayern Munich.
He wants to leave.
He wants to leave for Bayern Munich. It's like Nico Williams with Barcelona. He wants specifically, he rejected Chelsea and Napoli. For us.
Yo, big up to my brother Catalan. Says Nico Williams says my way to talk to his agent. Exactly. That's exactly what I want to hear. Keep talking.
No, but I was saying, Voldemort, he literally said he wants Bayern Munich. That's it. He said that to Stuttgart. He's out for a transfer request as well, bro.
Wow. I mean, that's quite interesting, really, when you think about it. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Especially after all the rejections we're getting, and this up and coming German striker, boom, wants us. What you want to see?
Yeah.
The one time I give Herbal any credit. You know?
Yeah. I mean, for sure. But yeah, listen, man, big up to every single one of you guys who has been watching this stream, guys. Absolutely amazing stream, guys. We're going to be closing up pretty soon. Zeer, talk to the people. Tell the people, man, where can they find you, bro?
Oh, Zeer Talks, bro. Zeer Talks. I mean, lately, I've been doing Club World Cup watch-alongs. You can hear me talk about Bayern and Al Hilal.
Yeah, man. If you want, I'm the wrestling content too. We do promo class. Omar's with me. If you're intrigued, just check that out over there. I do wrestling watch-alongs too at times. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to Zeer Talk, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to Zeer Talk. Big up to my guys here every time. Big up to every single one of you guys who has been here, guys. We are gonna be closing out, guys. Like I mentioned, guys, earlier. Apologies, guys, for what happens during the stream earlier. Sorry about that, guys. Definitely not gonna have this problem again, guys. But yeah, man. Listen, big up to every single one of you guys. This has been another episode of the FCB show. As always, guys, big up to my brother Zeer. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, this stream will be redirecting you all to Lee Gunner's channel, guys. He's doing an emergency meeting. Put Omar BYT rate in the comment section below. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And peace, you guys. Take care.